Hi, my name is Eve, and my story animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. You see, I was born to a crazy single mother who had absolutely no idea about who my dad was. She was an ex-model and mostly hung around rich men who could meet her expensive demands. One time when I was 3, she left me alone at home to go out partying with her friends. I left the house and went to the neighbors and spent the night there, and Mom didn't have any idea. On my first day at school, I said to Mom, "Mommy, wake up! It's my first day at school." "School, huh? Who are you? Go away."
Let me sleep.
Yeah, I dropped myself to school on the first day and every other day because she always woke up in the afternoon. It was pretty much like I was raising her and not the other way around. Well, that was pretty much her routine until my 10th birthday. She suddenly barged into the house with a big box in her hand. Surprise! OMG, she remembered my birthday. I ran to hug her when suddenly she stopped me and said, What are you doing? Trying to ruin my dress? Stay away and listen. I have a big surprise for you." With that, she showed me the rock-sized diamond ring on her hand and told me she was gonna marry a billionaire. I thought she was being funny again, but to my surprise, she indeed got married and we shifted to a pretty big mansion in the city. But I was the happiest about finally having a dad. He appeared to be a nice, humble man. Once he ripped his pants, but then he just sewed a patch on them himself.
Oh, darling, why don't you just get a new pair? Oh, honey, you know I don't like spending much on myself. It's fine.
I was touched by his simple way of living, something Mom knew nothing about. My only issue now was my stepsister, Olivia. She was a year older than me and looked at me like she'd eat me alive when we first met. "Hi, I'm Eve. I hope we get along well." But she just ignored me and left. What was wrong? For days, I thought she was mute, until one morning I heard her shouting at the top of her lungs. "I told you that woman was after your money, but you never listened to me." She was talking about my mom. I rushed downstairs to see what was happening. She took all the money and jewelry and everything else she could get her hands on. What? Mom had run away, leaving me behind? I was devastated and burst into tears, but then my stepdad hugged me.
Oh, sweetie, don't cry. You're gonna stay here with us.
Oh my God, you're so sweet.
You're gonna stay here until I get back every single penny of all the $20,037,576.03 that your freaking mother stole.
What? He was keeping me as a mortgage for his money? What a psycho! I tried to talk my way out of the situation, but he was such a cheap creep. You know my mom would never come back for me. She doesn't care for anyone but herself.
Then I'll make you work instead. I will make sure I have my money's worth back from you.
Gosh, what I thought was his simple way of living turned out to be his cheap way of living. He literally licked the food off his plates and drank the last drop from the milk carton to ensure nothing was wasted. Ew, that expired last month.
So what? I paid for it.
He was a total psycho. No wonder his daughter was so annoyed all the time. I really wanted to get along with her, but for some reason, she always avoided me. "Hi, Olivia. Do you want to have breakfast with me?" "No." "Olivia, do you want to go shopping?" "No." "Olivia?" "No!" But I didn't even say anything.
Whatever.
Now I was just worried about all the work I'd have to do to repay Mom's debt. I felt like Cinderella, only this time it was the stepfather. But then I had an idea. Every time he'd ask me to do something, I'd make sure to cause trouble. Once he asked me to clean the house, and I picked up the most expensive vase that he owned, and boom. Oops! I'm sorry, it slipped. He went completely nuts and started shouting like a mad dog.
Are you kidding me? That was so expensive. Forget cleaning. Go do something else.
He made me switch hundreds of different chores before he finally realized that there was nothing I could do without endangering his precious things. And now I was free to do whatever I wanted, except for leaving the house, which wasn't too bad. But I missed going to school. My stepdad had hired a teenage schoolboy, Tim, to tutor Olivia and me at home in order to save the expensive school fee. Tim was 2 years older than me and such a cutie. I had a huge crush on him. The next few years, I spent all my time learning from him, and we grew quite close. On my 14th birthday, he even bought me a cake. My first birthday cake ever. I was so happy that I hugged him.
Eve, I have a surprise for you. Let's go out and celebrate.
Go out? You know I can't. Stepdad'll kill me if he finds out I'm missing.
No one will know, I promise. I'll get you back before he returns. Trust me.
I could have jumped from Mount Everest if he asked me to with that look on his eyes. So that evening, we sneaked out of the house and he took me to a special place to surprise me.
Open your eyes, Eve.
The zoo? He brought me to a zoo on my birthday to surprise me. What was he thinking?
How do you like it?
Yuck! I hated it, but I had to pretend like I was amazed and excited by his surprise. I love it! I just can't wait to go in and watch all those animals. Imagine what it'd be like to see those sexy, hairy monkey legs up close. Yay!
Huh, I knew you'd love it, 'cause you can actually relate to them so much, right?
What? Relate to them? Did he think of me like some animal stuck in a zoo? All that time, he just kept yapping on endless information about all these animals that I couldn't care less about. By the time we reached home, I was so done with all the animals on this planet. And Tim.
Hey, Eve, I just want to say, it was an amazing day.
Yeah, whatever. This was it. I could no longer stand this weird place and the stupid people in it. I climbed up the window and packed all my stuff. But while I was climbing down the window, I heard some weird noises. I thought I was gonna get caught, but what I saw next shocked me. It was Mom climbing out of the window below me. Mom? What are you doing here?
Susie? What are you doing here?
You forgot my name? What's wrong with you?
But I still recognize you after all these years.
That's something.
Oh, my baby.
No. Mom, stop. We both fell to the ground in the bushes. What are you doing here?
I'm here for you, baby.
I don't believe you. And what do you have in this bag? Cash? Jewels? Money?
No,
clothes.
Who do you think I am? A thief?
Yeah. Suddenly some lights turned on in the house, and I hissed to Mom. You tell me why you're here, or I'm gonna shout, and your husband will definitely send you to jail.
Oh, no. Sweetie, I'll tell you. I found your dad.
OMG! My dad? My real dad? You're not lying, are you?
Of course not, honey. Have I ever lied to you? Okay, I swear on all my money.
It was hard for me to digest the fact that Mom had come back just to make me meet my real dad and risk it all. But what if she was right? I had to see for myself. So we smoothly sneaked out of my stepdad's house and got on a plane. I was so excited. When I stepped out of the cab, my jaw literally dropped. This house was even bigger than my previous home. Is this where Dad lives? Are we gonna live here now? He's not cheap, is he? Oh no, he's an amazing man. When we got into the house, I saw an old man walking with a stick. I ran and hugged him. Hi, Grandpa! I'm so happy to finally meet my dad's side of the family. Oh, no, honey. That's not your grandpa. That's your dad.
What?
He couldn't be my dad. I looked nothing like him, and he was already around 80. I pulled Mom aside. Mom, how can this guy be my dad? Do you have any proof? Oh, honey, don't you believe me? Of course not. I didn't believe her, but then the old man came to me and said,
My daughter, you've grown up so much. I feel so sad that we've never met earlier.
And saying that, he hugged me tight. I could literally feel the warmth of his love. He was such a nice person. Well, even if I wasn't his daughter, I felt like I could just keep him company. The next few weeks were the best. We played, talked, and laughed together, and I literally felt like the happiest person on earth. Then one day, he told me that he was gonna put all his money and fortune under my name. No, you cannot do that.
Why not?
Because I'm not your daughter. I was afraid this might give him a heart attack, but what he said next almost gave me one.
I know that.
What? You know?
Yes, of course. That woman, your mother, I've never seen her in my life. She thinks she's fooling me, but the fact is, I don't mind it.
Then why are you doing this?
Oh, Eve, I've never had any kids or family. I was always so busy with work that I never married. Now I have all this money and these riches, but no one to share them with.
But why me?
Because you're a nice person. You've been through so much, and yet you had the courage to speak the truth and refuse all this money. I admire you for that, and I'm even more convinced now that you deserve all this.
Oh, Dad! I hugged him tight. Finally, I had a person who understood me and loved me. I had someone I could call family.
It's okay. You can call me Grandpa if you like.
Of course, I continued to call him Dad, and he was the best dad ever. And Mom, she didn't get a penny. Dad passed away by the time I graduated school. With his inheritance, I opened several old age homes all across the country and donated the rest of the money to charity. I sold Dad's mansion and bought a cute little house, which is always full of good friends, laughter, and warmth. Things that money just can't buy.
Hi, I'm Sakura from Japan. I never met my dad, and I've always just lived with my billionaire mom and my twin sister Yumi. And for as long as I can remember, Yumi has been a crazy, jealous pain in my butt. Once when I was 5, Mom was so impressed with a painting I'd made, she had it framed. Later that night, I woke up to a sound and I screamed. My favorite doll was covered with paint, and it was hanging by its neck from the ceiling. OMG, Yumi was insane, and she just got worse. Anytime I was doing better than her at anything, she'd act out viciously, and Mom was totally blind to it. But in the 9th grade, Yumi really crossed a line. Mom was hosting a grand party on her new yacht. When I woke up that morning, I shrieked at my reflection. I had a terrible haircut and a mustache drawn on my face. The marker wouldn't even wash off. When I went screaming to Mom, she started laughing and said it was just a silly joke. But sweetie, you can't come looking like this to the party. That would be embarrassing for me. I was furious. When they'd left, I snuck into Yumi's room, opened her Facebook, and posted a status. I'm pregnant, everyone. Can't wait to get all round and fat. When Yumi found out later that night, she attacked me in my sleep. Mom came running at the noise and was so mad when she found out what I'd done. My reputation is ruined. I can't live here anymore. Do something, Mom! Next thing I knew, our bags were packed and we were moving to freaking New York. My new school seemed bigger than the White House. And unlike my strict school in Japan, it seemed like everyone could wear or do whatever they wanted here. As we were walking down the corridor, everyone was looking at us and whispering. Suddenly, I heard someone screaming behind me. Hey, wait! Are you the real-life Akko from Luna Academy? OMG, somebody pinch me! Oh yeah, you guys look exactly like anime characters. You're hot. What were they talking about? Whatever was going on, it seemed like we'd just become the princesses of the school in minutes. Yeah, even me. I was reading in the library one day when a cute senior, Dylan, came and sat next to me. And he just asked me out. That was weird, but I'd heard Yumi say that she had a crush on him. So I said yes. And suddenly, we were the hottest new couple in school. I was already imagining us as prom king and queen, and I could see Yumi burning up. A month later, Dylan came to my place one day and immediately pulled me in for a kiss. Happy Valentine's Day, babe. I got a present for you. Oh no, I'd completely forgotten about it. He told me to close my eyes and hold out my hand. A rock? Yeah, 'cause you rock my world, babe. What'd you get for me? I ran to my drawer and took out a tacky heart necklace I'd had since I was a kid. 'Cause you stole my heart, babe. And he looked pretty happy. Wow, boys were dumb. A couple of weeks later, it was Dylan's birthday party, and I went over to his place all dressed up. When I finally found him in the crowd, I was shocked to see him kissing a girl. Oh my God, the girl was freaking Yumi. I pulled him from the back of his shirt. Hey, why are you kissing her? We're sisters, but we look nothing alike, you jerk. Yumi just grinned at me like a moron and hung on to him even tighter. Why are you getting so worked up? Don't you know this is common here? We date many girls. That's just our culture. Don't make him choose between us, Sakura. You know I'll always win. I charged straight at Dylan and pushed him into the fountain. Then I pounced on Yumi, and we found ourselves rolling around on the ground, pulling each other's hair out. Dylan called security and had me thrown out. Gosh, I couldn't wait to tell Mom about her horrible little princess. But when I got home, I was shocked when the servants told me that Mom was in the hospital. She'd had a stroke. I rushed to the hospital, and Mom weakly opened her eyes when she saw me. Yumi? No, Mom. It's me, Sakura. Just listen. I should have told you both sooner. You girls, one of you is adopted. What are you saying, Mom? The heart necklace. You took it from me as a kid. It has the answer. The necklace? The one I gave to the jerk Dylan? Just as her eyes started to close, the doctor pushed me outside. And a few moments later, they told me she was in a coma. My whole world had suddenly turned upside down. My mom was in a coma? One of us was freaking adopted. Of course, Yumi was devastated by Mom's news, but I didn't tell her what Mom had said. I had to find out the truth myself first. The next day in school, I found Dylan in the boys' locker room and I told him I wanted my necklace back.
Sure, I'll think about it, but only if you give me my kisses back.
Dylan, just shut up and give it back, or else.
Jeez, calm down. I gave that ugly thing to some girl named Melinda. I think she's moved to England now.
What? I got so mad. I pounced on him and started pulling his ears. If I don't find the necklace, I swear I will hunt you down and kick your butt. Dylan screamed like a little girl and his buddies had to drag me out. That night, I tracked Melinda down on Instagram and booked my ticket. I left without a word to Yumi and found myself flying across the Atlantic in search of that stupid necklace. When I got to Melinda's place, there was a wedding happening in the garden, and the servants said the young miss was getting married. I rushed straight into the ceremony as the couple were exchanging their vows, and I yelled, "Give me my mom's necklace, Melinda, or your marriage will be doomed." As everyone stared at me, Melinda stepped out from the audience and pulled me aside angrily. "Who are you? I don't remember inviting you to my sister's wedding." When I told her everything, she looked at me like I was crazy. I gave that necklace to my maid. She just moved to Scotland, but you can get there by train in a few hours. Oh my God! When I finally reached the address she'd given me, I saw a couple of kids playing outside, and one of them was wearing my necklace. I felt terrible for what I was about to do, but I had to. I went up to the little girl and said, "Your necklace is so lovely. Can I try it?" "No! Leave me alone, Dumbo!" So I snatched the necklace and I ran like there were wild dogs chasing me. Finally, I was about to find out the truth. With my heart beating furiously, I opened the locket and what the freaking fish? It was just a picture of Mom holding two babies, me and Yumi. What was this supposed to mean? I took out the picture and turned it over. Sakura, born on 18th September. Yumi, adopted 2 days later. What? Yumi was adopted? This was unbelievable. As the shock wore off, I couldn't help smiling. For a brief minute, I wanted to put this up everywhere on Facebook and Instagram, but then I decided I wanted to see Yumi's reaction myself. I rushed home on the first flight I could get and barged into the house. "Oh, Yumi, where are you? I've got a surprise for you." I found her sitting on Mom's bed, holding a picture frame and sobbing. She turned around to me and said, "What if Mom never comes back to us, Sakura? I feel so lost without her." My heart melted and I ran to hug her. "She'll be fine. The doctors said she will. And you have me." As Yumi hugged me tight, I decided I wasn't going to tell her what I'd discovered. It would be devastating, and Mom would want me to take care of her, so that's what I was gonna do. Yumi and I were getting along better than ever before, but one day when I walked into the cafeteria, I was shocked to see Dylan standing on a table, holding a hand out to Yumi.
I love you, babe. I know that I've let you down, but is it too late to say sorry now?
Yumi took his hand and climbed onto the table, and everyone cheered and clapped as they kissed. I marched over furiously and pulled Dylan to the ground. "Hey, jerk, I saw you kissing a girl just yesterday, so get away from my sister." "Sakura, are you crazy? You can't treat my boyfriend like that. And I know he kissed someone. He just said he's sorry, okay? He made a mistake. That's a mistake he makes every day. Yumi, I swear, I just want what's best for you. Break up with him.
Babe, don't listen to her. She's just jealous.
Of what? A stupid jerk? No, Sakura. You're jealous of me. You know everyone loves me more. The kids at school, Dylan, even Mom. And before I knew it, the most horrible words slipped out of my mouth. You wish, Yumi. You wish everyone loved you better, but the truth is, you aren't even Mom's kid. You're adopted. She only treated you better because she probably felt sorry for your poor orphan butt. With that, I threw the necklace at Yumi's shocked face in front of everyone and stormed out. As my anger cooled off, I realized what a terrible thing I'd done. So I rushed home to apologize, but Yumi was nowhere to be found. I checked her Instagram and saw she'd posted a picture with her friends at a frozen lake behind the school. I grabbed my skates and rushed out. Yumi wasn't good at skating at all. When I got there, I saw Dylan and his stupid gang going ahead, while Yumi struggled behind them, tripping again and again. She called for Dylan's help, but he just put his arms around a pretty blonde girl and yelled back,
"Keep up, babe, or I'll just kiss another girl."
And they all skated away laughing. The jerks! As I was trying to catch up to her, suddenly I heard a crack. To my horror, I saw the ice beneath Yumi collapse, and she went in. Help! Somebody help me! Oh my god, Yumi, I'm coming! When I got close, I threw myself down on the ice and grabbed her hands. I pulled her with all my might, and she came out shocked and shivering. I quickly took her back home and covered her up with blankets. Yumi, I'm so sorry for what I said. That was such an awful way to tell you about the adoption. Sakura, I've known about that for a really long time. I once overheard Mom talking to someone. She lost your real twin sister at birth, and I turned up as an abandoned baby at the hospital the same day. So she decided to adopt me. Maybe that's why I've always fought you so hard for Mom's love. I knew I wasn't her real daughter. And I'm sorry for everything too. You saved my life today. You are my real sister. I'd jump in 1,000 lakes and kick 100 butts for you. And man, am I gonna kick Dylan's butt. I filed a police complaint against Dylan and his friends for leaving my sister in extreme danger, and they were in a world of trouble. A few days later, we got a call from the hospital saying Mom was awake. We threw our arms around her the minute we saw her, and I told Mom I'd found the answer in the necklace. I always felt you loved Yumi more, and maybe it's true, isn't it? You just got me, but you chose Yumi to be your daughter. Mom took my hand and said tearfully, "Sakura, I'm so sorry I made you feel that way. Maybe I felt more protective of Yumi because I never wanted her to feel like she wasn't mine. But I chose to have you both, and I love you just the same." As we all hugged and cried, I knew the three of us were going to be just fine.